Hello, friends. I'm Mina Estrada, producer for Dream Club. I'm also a co host alongside the amazing Liz Goad. And this is episode 8 Cockroach. The title is kind of a dead giveaway. This episode is a little bit of a creepy crawler. The whole time I was editing it, I felt like things were crawling on me. I mean, I feel like that right now as I'm recording this intro. But that being said, this is not just an episode about being grossed out by these little monsters hanging out in our dream space. In fact, I talk about an epic saga of cockroach dreams that inspired me to tackle the largest creative project in my life to date. So, some good can come of these totally grody pests. If Dream Club is bringing you joy, please subscribe, rate, and review the podcast, and share with friends and loved ones. And follow us on Instagram at _dream.club_. We hope you enjoy the show. I was listening to some reporter on This American Life today talking about how her and her friends just are really boring right now when they get on their Zoom because nothing's happening in the world. Because we were talking about gossip and how gossip doesn't really happen anymore because people aren't
I was
out
just
doing
listening
stuff.
to something like that
Yeah.
too.
And I was like, oh, no, me, I have several things going on in my
So
life.
many things are happening
Yeah.
in my dreams. And they're bugs.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to start. It's really difficult to decide which I love more, my cockroach dreams or my toilet dreams. And the only reason I would say my toilet dreams is because I have a lifelong relationship with my toilet dreams. Like I've been having them for so long. They're like family members at this point. And my cockroach dreams are more recent. I have 2 significant cockroach episodes in my life. One of them being 3 parts and one of them being 2 parts. And this started in May of 2019. So this is pretty
When you say
recent.
cockroach episodes, you mean events in your waking life?
No,
Or these are
dream
your
world.
dreams? Okay.
This is all dream world. All right, so a little context. I had been traveling to teach, and I had just moved back to Baton Rouge and had decided I was not going to get a real job. And I had to tell my husband I wasn't going to get a real job and that I was going to pick up some gigs and use this for my creative time. Like, because I knew I was going to go back to teaching somewhere else, like traveling in the fall. So I didn't want to commit to anything. So I had told myself I would commit myself to my creative life. All right, so context. Here is episode 1, act 1. My husband and I are walking down an alleyway at night. And until today, when I was like getting ready to do this episode, I had been telling everyone when I tell people this dream, I was telling people that Jeff and I were walking in an outside hallway. And then it hit me today that that's an alleyway. So we're walking. Yeah. I'd been telling one an outside hallway, like that's a thing.
But is that what it felt like in the dream?
I suppose.
Like in the dream, was it an alley, or in the dream, was it an outside hallway? Because when you say outside hallway, in dream space, that 100% makes sense to me.
It's a combo because it definitely
Okay.
wasn't a normal hallway like in someone's house, but it also didn't feel like I think the height at which I think of alleyways, like when I think of the city and alleyways,
Okay.
it's accompanied by tall buildings, and this was not so much a tall building. So it was just an alleyway in a set of short buildings.
A breezeway.
A breezeway, thank you. So it's nighttime, we're walking, and I look to the left, and on the wall, there are a ton of cockroaches, and they're all different. There's like brown ones and red ones and small ones and big ones, and some of them start flying. Act 2. Jeff and I are in a bathroom. It's like a regular household bathroom because we're there to have a meeting with the woman who's sitting in the bathroom or in the
This is later in the same dream?
Same dream. This is, I mean, it cuts like from alleyway cockroach situation, jump cut. We're in a bathroom. We're having a meeting with this woman who's in the bathtub. And while Jeff is sort of conducting the meeting and having a conversation, I notice that on the floor along the bathtub are cockroaches. They're just walking. Jump cut, scene 3. It's just my face. It's a close-up of my face. And I think I'm putting makeup on, but I can't even remember now. But I have a sweepy bang situation, which I didn't have back then either. And it's just a close-up of my face, and all of a sudden a very large cockroach comes walking out from underneath my bangs on my forehead. And I immediately swing my hand up to sweep it off my forehead, and I realize it's caught between my forefinger and my middle finger. And I hear myself say, "What are you doing? Why aren't you flinging that thing away?" And then I hear myself say, "Because I got it." And then I squeeze my fingers together and I watch it ooze. And then I wake up.
Oh, Mina.
Now, this thing, when I woke up, I was like, what just happened to me? I had a 3-part cockroach dream. This was baffling to me, but also incredibly exciting. Also, I don't know that I'd ever seen my face in a dream that close up. Like it was just my face. So I immediately think, well, this must mean something, but I'm too lazy to try to like sit down and figure it out. Now, I want to say that back in the day when I was a kid, I collected dream dictionaries because I was so into dreams that I was like, I have to buy these books because they're going to tell me what my dreams are about. They're going to be my best friend. But I became really sort of disenchanted with them early because I was having those toilet dreams. Yeah, I was having toilet dreams so early, and they didn't have any explanation for toilet dreams. So I was like, F these books, they're meaningless.
Always disappointing to me.
Always. And too vague, all of it, right? So.
Well, they have the unearned confidence of a horoscope.
Right.
When you read it, it just feel like, you don't know me.
Exactly.
That's not true.
You don't know my life.
That doesn't make any sense for me. Continue.
This is very true. But in that moment, I was like, I'm going to look it up. So now here's the thing. When I was looking at the dream, like, because I just Googled like cockroach and dreams. And then there's all this like, are they brown ones? Did you dream about red ones? Did you dream about black ones? Were they flying? Were they in your bed? You know, they give you all these options. And to me, I had to decide like what was the most important part of it. And the most important part of the dream was killing that cockroach. So dream about killing a cockroach. This dream is positive. Killing these nasty pests brings satisfaction in real life, but in our dreams, it also means something positive. You will finally regain confidence and motivation to complete projects you have been working on, and generally you will feel more confident and powerful in life. If you had doubts about your life's goals and aspirations, then this dream will bring you an inspiration and a clue that will move you forward in order to complete your goals.
Mina, I want that cockroach dream.
Who doesn't, right?
I need that.
Oh my God. So right away, because here's the thing, during this time where I was like, I'm not going to get a job, I'm going to work on my creative stuff. I had been, but I was also not super motivated. And there was one project in mind that had come to me basically in a dream 4 years before this, that when I wrote it in my journal, it was the most complicated dance that I'd ever imagined. In fact, I remember being so excited about it when I wrote it in my journal and was coming to me, and I was just writing it in my journal for 2 hours one night. And I thought, this is so beautiful. I'll probably never get to do it because it's too hard. Like I can't, has too many moving parts. I'm never gonna be able to do this. So I just kind of let it sit for years. But if I was ever gonna get to do it, it was right in that moment because I didn't have a job. I want to emphasize this. I was jobless. And I had the time. I was completely motivated after this. Once I read this, I was like, that show is my cockroach. I'm gonna kill that cockroach. So I started working on it. I got my dancers in line. I started scheduling things. I had my meeting with the theater. Things were ready to go. Episode 2. 3 weeks later, I've lost a little bit of oomph, a little bit of get up and go. I've been having like one too many naps on the couch with the cats and not working on the show. So one morning I remember waking up when my husband was going to work. It's like 5 in the morning. I woke up to do a couple of things, and then I found this article about this woman. Okay, so she's a dressmaker who lives in New York. She's super cool and beautiful, and I follow her on Instagram, she just seems cool as fuck. And this article, this is not a dream, this is what I was reading. This article was talking about how she has made her creative life the way that she wants to. Like she didn't want to have a regular storefront. She wanted to be able to have a studio where she makes dresses and that she would sell her stuff online and she would travel to different places to have like trunk shows. And that's how she wanted to do it. And that's how she's done it. And she's been successful. So I was really inspired. I was like, oh, it's so beautiful to read about an artist doing what they really want to do and doing it the way that they want to do it, right? I fall asleep. In my dream, everything is sepia toned. It's sepia toned with a hint of lavender, and everything is saturated. It's saturated in this color. The air feels thick. It's the first time I can remember having a dream where I could sense atmosphere, that I could sense the air. And a woman picks me up at the airport and takes me to Brooklyn, and we're at this house in this neighborhood, and it's that lady's house, the lady who makes the dresses. And it's everyone's cool. We're having a good time. It's an easy groove. It's beautiful. And then it's bedtime, and she sends me upstairs. And I get into the bed, and I get cuddled up, and I notice that there's a giant light fixture that's like it's a big white piece of origami. Like there's all these folds, and it's giant. And I'm like, ooh, look at this light fixture. And then all of a sudden, cockroaches just come lining up at the edges of the folds of this light fixture, and then they start dive bombing on me. So I throw my sheet over my head in my dream, and that's how I wake up. I wake up with a flurry of arm movements. I was like, oh no. Because here's the thing. Because I read that stupid dream interpretation, I had implanted in my brain that
Your
cockroach
project.
dream, I got to go kill my cockroach, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, dang it. So I was like, all right, I need to get on the ball today. But it was only 6 o'clock in the morning. So I fell asleep again. And I never fall asleep and go back into the same dream situation. That's
Huh.
not really my thing. So, but I go back to sleep, same situation. Like the atmosphere is the same, the sepia lavender tone is the same. It's a
Mm-hmm.
different group of people, but it's the same vibe. I got to go to bed. She sends me upstairs. And as I'm walking upstairs, I think to myself like, huh, I've been here before. I open up the bedroom door, and the first thing I see is an empty closet in front of me. And I tiptoe up to see what's on the shelf of the closet. And right away, 3 giant cockroaches come lining up at the edge of that shelf and just start flying at me. And I'm swinging my arms, and I'm trying to swat them away. And then all of a sudden, I feel one lodged in my fingers. And it's exactly the same from that first episode where I hear myself say, what are you doing? Why aren't you flinging it away?
Mm-hmm.
And then I hear myself say, because I got it. And then I crushed it in my hand and I woke up. And that was the most productive day I'd had in weeks. And I never got off that grind after that. And every time I feel like I'm slipping, I tell myself, do you want to dream about cockroaches, Mina?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what you want? Do you want it? Because they're gross. I hate them. They give me anxiety when I dream about them. I don't like
Mm-hmm.
it. I don't
It's a
have a
weird,
cockroach dream and think
yeah.
this is great,
It's a weird
right?
kind of self-motivation.
Isn't it though? This cockroach dream changed my life, is what I'm saying. Like,
Uh-huh.
I would have never guessed in a million years, especially being a vivid dreamer and a lover of dreams. I would have never guessed that a cockroach dream, a series of cockroach dreams, would become like this really inspirational point in my life.
So I had just been reading an article about dreams that said that technically a nightmare is a dream that's so terrifying and disturbing to the sleeper that it wakes you up.
Mm.
So, at least in this context, that's what defines a nightmare. And then I had one, which was that I was in my parents' house. It was in the house that I grew up in, which is where a lot of my dreams take place.
Mm-hmm.
And a roach flew off the wall and right at my face and was stuck in my hair, and I couldn't get it out. And that was it. I woke up. It was so awful. I couldn't get away from it. It was attacking me. And that was at a really stressful time in my life.
Yeah.
It was in 2014 when I was planning
Mm-hmm.
a wedding and a gala at the same time.
Yeah.
And so what you said about squashing the bugs, it makes sense because I did have a lot of projects going on that I felt were out of my control or I was just overwhelmed. And yeah, I think that's it. I think it was just an overwhelm,
Yeah.
stress dream.
I just want to note that my comfort level with my cockroach dreams, because I feel like when I talk about my cockroach dreams, I do it with like heart eyes because I'm just like, it changed my life. But my real relationship with cockroaches is, I would imagine, very similar to what everyone's is. Like
Sure.
they make me very nervous.
Yes.
So many reasons. Like I grew up in Texas. Well, you grew up in Louisiana. Like
Yeah.
cockroaches down in the South
Huge.
grow to be, first of all, they're like heavily armored. They're thicker than regular cockroaches.
They're so big,
Oh my God.
and their exoskeletons are so hardy
Yes, hardy.
that they make noise.
They make
that
noise.
They make loud
Yes.
noises by stepping. You can
Yes.
hear their footsteps. Tap,
Yes.
tap, 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 tap.
That's how big they are. So for people who've experienced like these dainty cockroaches, like you don't even hear them.
Yeah,
and
like
they're
a
just kind
German
of,
cockroach.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
like
no.
they
This
just,
is
oh
this
yeah,
is a 2-inch
yeah,
animal. It's like a small animal.
yes. It's also like a dinosaur, like a pterodactyl, because it does fly.
Yeah, and I've read that they do fly at faces. That's not an
Yes.
accident.
That is not, I've not read this, but I will tell you that I have more than once had to swat one off of my neck. And the one that I remember the most is because it was so humid. It was like an August summer, and it was so humid, and I had to leave my parents' house like before the crack of dawn. So it's like 4 a.m, and it's swampy outside. And as I'm walking to my car, I hear it first. I can hear it flapping because it's so, the wings are so thick. And then I felt it sort of like suck onto my neck, and I had to like throw it off.
I hate them.
I'm with you.
And then sometimes when you squish them, they don't die
They
because they
don't.
flatten their little bodies. That's
This
the
happened at the
worst.
Arts Council all the time. All the time at the Arts Council, I would think that I killed a cockroach, and then I would realize that I didn't kill it.
Yeah, and even they're offensive even when they're being killed. Like squishing them, I feel like deep down they're like, huh, yeah, joke's on you. This is disgusting. Now you have shit all over your shoe. Now you have to clean this up. I win. I win. Either way, I win. Christine Bourgeois could not say the word roach. She would spell it.
What?
Because she couldn't say it because she had such a phobia of roaches. I have another friend. One crawled into her ear.
Oh God.
She went to the ER and they couldn't find it. And they said that it had crawled out. But then she got a fever a few days later, and it turned out that it was still there. It lived alive in her head for 6 days before they finally found it and took it out.
Come on. Oh.
Yeah, and she was friends with a filmmaker who made a short documentary about it and posted it online. That's the only reason I know about it.
That's a plus. Okay, I have to go to bed.
Okay.
So do you. I will say that the last thing I want to talk about, and this might go into the podcast, so look alive, is I'd sent you that story about the woman who won $60 million lottery jackpot. Why? Why? Because of numbers that came to her husband in a dream. People, dreams are important. That's all I'm going to say.
So angry.
I know.
That it wasn't me.
But you don't play the lottery.
No, but if I dreamed 6 numbers, I might.
Sweet